Welcome to Make the Shift podcast. I'm Destiny Berman, a model marketer and a course launch strategist. After 15 years of leading large-scale marketing campaigns in Silicon Valley, I left my corporate life when I realized I had a deeper calling. Now I help teachers and entrepreneurs just like you make that life-changing shift from offline to online in order to create the business and life they've always wanted. This podcast will give you the roadmap and the inspiration you want and need to scale your life's work by launching digital courses and online schools. The world needs what you have to offer. It's time to make your specialty your destiny. Are you ready to make the shift? Let's go. In today's episode, I'm going to speak to how to identify your unique specialty so that you can stand out in the booming passion economy. I was just reading a very interesting article breaking out the distinction of the passion economy versus the creator economy. And the subtle distinction between the creator economy versus the passion economy is that the creators are a subset of passion. Because ultimately, the passion economy is about following your passions, responding and respecting your expertise, earn a living from it, and you match what you care about and what you want and how you want to help other people with what other people want and need from you. Now, we know there are more than 50 million people in the last 10 years who have become creators, and the e-learning industry is expected to surpass $350 billion by 2025. With all of that, the question and the problem becomes, how do you stand out and attract your best fit customers and clients and students in this sea of content? So this episode, I want to address the questions and the inquiries for you. Where is it that you want to lead in your field, and where is it that you want to go deeper? So if we take a look at your life-changing epiphanies, your experiences, your expertise, your passions that have been revealed to you, where is it that you want to own your specialty? Now, if you look at the dictionary definition of specialty, it reads like this: a pursuit, area of study or skill to which someone has devoted much time and effort in which they are an expert. I'm going to expand upon that definition because I define specialty as a unique blend of your passions, your life-changing moments, your life-changing experiences, combined with your professional training, your experience, and your expertise. It is the combination of what you are called to do, your career calling, your life's work, what you want to do, and what you're here to do. It is the deeper work we are here for. With that, I love this quote by Dolly Parton. Find out who you are and do it on purpose. I remember when I was 8 years old and I selected my name out of a name book. So I was 8 years old. My baby brother was on his way, and my parents had a name book. I was born in this refugee camp in Thailand, and so I didn't have a birth certificate and I didn't have any paperwork. And literally, I was born 4 weeks early in this refugee camp, and my grandmother gave me a name in my Chinese dialect that when my parents got brought over by the U.S. government, they literally just translated into an English name, Mui. And so when I was 8 years old and my parents were able to become citizens of the United States, my mom asked me if I wanted to choose my name. And I remember this name book lying around because my baby brother was on his way. And I went through the name and I picked the name Destiny, and I decided to pick it with the spelling of 2 E's. And what I didn't realize at that time was I was choosing to claim my path, and I was choosing to claim the work that I was here for. And when I look back at my childhood hobbies, I've always enjoyed teaching. I would teach to my stuffed animals before I had any siblings, and I would have my big chalkboard and I would create lessons and I would teach. And when I was a little older, my parents would bring me into the network marketing business. And as a 13-year-old, my dad would have me speak on stage. So what I realize now when I look back is that my calling and my deeper work is to teach, to communicate, to speak, and to bring out my message out all over the internet. Yes? So when I made the transition from my corporate career into working for myself, well, I didn't realize what exactly I was going to do. When I look back at what really worked was I specialized. And when I first started doing course launch strategies and online programs, I focused on wellness teachers. So yoga teachers who had audiences, authors in the spiritual healing space who had published books and audiences. And because I was willing to specialize and focus on yogis and spiritual teachers, and I was able to help my clients get big results fast, I became known very quickly in that world as the online program and the course launch strategist. And that grew my business very quickly. I went to a 6-figure business in approximately 8 months. And I've been growing every year since then to a multiple 7-figure business today. And this was about 6 years ago. So here are the steps that you want to look at when it comes to claiming your specialty. Number 1 is to define your market. Who is it that you are serving, both from a demographic standpoint and the life transition and the phase of their life that you are addressing? This is not the how. So this is not your unique model. This is not your framework. This is not your process, but it is who you're serving. In my example, I focus on yoga teachers and spiritual teachers who have hit a plateau in their business, in their offline business, in their in-person teaching, in their local business, and they now need to go online in order to grow and scale without burning out. Which brings me to my next point. After defining your market, you want to get clear on the problem you are solving. And while there are multiple problems you may be solving, it ultimately boils down to one root and prioritized problem. So for my audience, it was about burning out. They were already successful offline, but they couldn't teach any more classes. They couldn't do any more world tours. They were burnt out, but yet they still wanted to scale. They still wanted to grow their impact. So you want to get clear on the market. And other ideas for you to consider. Are you a therapist who's looking at working with other therapists? Or are you looking to work with executives who want to improve their performance at work? Or are you focused on studio owners who want to grow the profitability of their brick and mortar business? Then you want to take a look at, okay, well, where can I go deeper? And is my unique offering tied to the process, tied to the how? So what do I mean by that? If we're speaking to executives who want to improve their performance at work and you're introducing a mindfulness approach that is unique to you, and you have verified and affirmed that the executives you're targeting are open to this, that could be your unique specialty. So this brings back to the question, what is your market asking for that you can go deeper in and that you can specialize in? So if you were a business coach and you also have training in psychology, do you want to bring in psychology and mindset tools, and that will have you differentiate and have you specialize in specific types of business coaching combined with your unique approach, your skills, and how you go about this? When you're willing to go deeper in that category, intuitively, counterintuitively, it feels like that's going to limit us, but it actually helps you become known faster. Now you want to list out, well, what is your unique interest or qualifications and trainings? So if you are a yoga teacher and you have training in psychology, that is your uniqueness. Now we want to affirm market need and market demand. And given how big the world of yoga and mental health has emerged, we can reasonably conclude, yes, we still want to do research, that if you bring together yoga and psychology, there will be a real need for it. Or I've used this example before, but bringing together yoga and diabetes, or yoga and mental health, or yoga for anxiety. So even though yoga is a mass market, and there is a lot of yoga teachers and a lot of yoga teachings out there, You want to go deeper into your subcategories so that you can differentiate and specialize. And again, when you specialize, you become known faster. Other examples to consider are Bombas. So Bombas is a sock. They started out making only socks. And they were entering into an existing market category, socks, right? Socks have been around for a long time. But what they did was they made it a comfort-focused sock. And that was their differentiation. So their whole messaging is, our socks are the most comfortable socks you'll ever wear. Or if you look at Away luggage, they entered the luggage market with medium tiered pricing compared to luxury travel products, but they gave it a modern look and feel that had you feel proud about it. So instead of going high end and going to the high end brands, a consumer felt good about their Away choices while not paying the luxury price tag. So you want to look at this. Are you entering into an existing market category like yoga, or are you defining a new one? And most of the time you'll be defining a subcategory within the existing market. So Bombas focusing on comfort, Away focusing on luxury luggage without the luxury price tag. So when you pull all of this together, this is going to help you define your specialty. And the clearer you are and who you are, this will allow you to attract the people you want to work with. So I'm going to give you a sentence and a framework to consider as you work through this for yourself. So I'm going to use myself as an example. I specialize in helping conscious entrepreneurs and professionals make the shift online with digital programs because I have experience in both worlds, in both the personal growth, spiritual space world, and also my marketing background at companies before I became my own entrepreneur. So here's a framework that you want to use. I specialize in, then you name your service or program then you want to name the outcome because, and then your unique reason why you are the best fit for the job. Because, and in my example, it's because I have direct experience in both worlds, in both the marketing world and in both the personal growth transformational world. And that's also why that industry really trusted me. So again, I specialize in, you want to name your service and your program with the outcome that you're helping them with because your unique reason as to why you are especially suited for the job. So there you have it. This episode is all about identifying your unique specialty so that you can stand out in this booming creator economy and for you to be able to carve out your online universe to serve the people you want to serve, to teach the content and know-how that you want to teach, and to be able to thrive and create the kind of life and business you love. Thank you so much for joining me today. All the resources and action items mentioned in this episode can be found at destinyberman.com/podcast. To continue the conversation, join me in my Facebook group, The Skinny Launch Lab. And if you're loving this episode, do me a favor and share it with a friend. Until next week, your destiny awaits. Bye for now.